What do Anthony Davis, Miles Turner, Victor Wembanyama, Rudy Gobert, and Joel Embiid all have in common? Well, they've all been outplayed by DeAndre, the Giant. A player who has taken all the criticism and doubt thrown at him this summer and put his money where his mouth is this season, and done everything the Lakers have needed him to do thus far without any complaints. And as a result, Deandre Ayton seems to be having the time of his life as a Laker, and the Lakers are winning. And he's been a big part of it. Defensively, he's been as solid a paint anchor as you could want from a starting level center, planting his feet, raising his arms, using his physicality to be a strong brick wall and impediment near the basket. But his duties have also extended past the paint and onto the perimeter as well, coming up to bother the level of the ball, doing a great job switching onto ball handlers and keeping them at bay on the perimeter. He's been moving his feet, flipping his hips, and shadowing drivers all the way to the rim, and sometimes even going right up with them to reject their shots. And while his block numbers will never be massive, he's displayed some good use of verticality and has overall just been in the right positions more often than not to bother and deter these shots with his 7'6" wingspan. And then offensively, he has continued to be an absolute efficiency monster, shooting a ridiculous 70.6% from the field, by far his best career field goal percentage. And what's most impressive about that stat is, DeAndre's not just some one-dimensional cleanup big or vertical spacer who gets all of his shots on open dunks. He's still been able to show off his versatility in the pocket and in the short roll, knocking down sweet mid-range jump shots, tossing up soft floaters and highlighting his impeccable touch, and sometimes even showcasing his surprising agility and ambidexterity at the rim. But to be clear, Ayton has also just got a ton of easy shots as well, but a large part of that can be credited directly to him, for running the floor hard, for cutting and roaming to the open spots on the floor and making himself available in the dunker spot, for switching onto mismatches and sealing his man off perfectly in the paint, and for doing the dirty work and being extremely active on the offensive glass for these opportunistic putbacks. And then lastly, just naturally, DeAndre's chemistry with AR, Luka, and LeBron has grown tremendously. He's been catching a lot more lobs, jamming the ball down a whole lot more, and showcasing his 7'6" reach and his sneaky athletic pop off the floor when the timing is right. And these days, the timing has been very right. And DeAndre has never looked more athletic and forceful at the rim. And overall, DeAndre Ayton has proven himself to be one of the Lakers' most lethal release valves out of the pick and roll. And when you put all of this together, in totality, Ayton has been one of the Lakers' best players on both ends of the floor, and he's been a big reason why they've been winning. So like this video, comment down below, and please hit subscribe. It's time to take a beat and hand out some flowers to the one they call Domin Ayton. How good has DeAndre Ayton been for the Lakers this season? Yeah, he's not averaging 20 and 10, but given on most nights he's probably the fourth or even fifth option on this team, the way that DeAndre Ayton has been an amplifying force instead of a detracting one, as many thought he would be, has been a godsend for the Lakers. And so in this video, I just really quickly want to delve into some of the stats a little bit further and do a little bit of player comparison between DeAndre Ayton and some of the other bigs in this league, some of the other bigs that signed in free agency this past offseason, and overall just give the man his flowers. But before we get started, if I could please ask you guys to like this video, comment down below, and most importantly, please hit subscribe. That would help me out a lot. And for those who want to support the work that I do in any small way financially, if you could consider the links in the description box below: Patreon, buy me a coffee, shoot me a super thanks, and also a huge shout out to the recent people who have become members on this channel: Doji Phillips, JW Park 74, and Bo 838. Thank you guys for becoming members. New exclusive content shall be coming your way. But yeah, that's another way to help me out as well, becoming a member to this channel where you guys will get exclusive monthly videos and some additional perks. All that helps me out a lot and I appreciate it tremendously. Thank you. All right, so really quickly, let's just run through DeAndre's stats thus far this year. Deandre Ayton this season is averaging 15.3 points, 8.8 rebounds, 1 assist, 0.7 steals, and 1.1 blocks. But he's doing all of this shooting 70.6% from the field, which is by far a career high for Deandre Ayton in field goal percentage. His next best shooting year was 63% from the field. To put that into perspective, Jackson Hayes, whose shot diet is literally strictly just dunks, lobs, and layups, is shooting 72%. Deandre Ayton is second on the team in field goal percentage, shooting 70.6%, not strictly off lobs, dunks, and putbacks, but short roll floaters, mid-range pull-up jump shots, scoop-de-doo layups in the lane, reverse layups, still shooting 70.6%. Now, to put that into further perspective, this season, out of all NBA centers who have shot at least 8 field goal attempts per game, guess who tops the list in terms of field goal percentage? Surprise, it's Deandre Ayton, the #1 center in field goal percentage in the entire NBA this season for all centers who have attempted at least 8 field goal attempts per game. Jalen Duren is second on this list, shooting 65.5%, and then Zach Edey, and then Nikola Jokic. So Deandre Ayton has been more efficient from the field than all of these centers this year. Just think about that for a second. All right, now let's look at what Deandre Ayton has done in his specific matchups with some of the other top bigs in the league. At the beginning of this video, I mentioned all of his matchups against Anthony Davis, Victor Wembanyama, Domantas Sabonis. Well, now let's actually look at some of the specific numbers that Deandre Ayton put up against these bigs in the same game. All right, Deandre Ayton versus Anthony Davis. In the Lakers win versus the Dallas Mavericks, Deandre Ayton put up 17 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks, shooting 8 of 9 from the field. Anthony Davis, on the other hand, only put up 12 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 blocks, 6 of 10 from the field. So I'm going to caveat Anthony Davis's game here a little bit because this was his first game back from returning from his heel Achilles soreness injury. So Anthony Davis was just ramping himself up, but I still just wanted to note how well Deandre Ayton did in his head-to-head matchup against Anthony Davis because that is the player that he replaced at the center spot this season for the Lakers. So yeah, Deandre Ayton outperformed Anthony Davis. All right, moving on. In the Lakers win versus the Milwaukee Bucks on the road, Deandre Ayton versus Miles Turner. In that game in Milwaukee, Ayton put up 20 points, 10 rebounds, 2 steals, 1 block on 9 of 13 from the field, while Miles Turner put up 3 points, 8 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block, 1 of 4 from the field. Deandre Ayton vastly outplayed Miles Turner, another big down. Moving on, Deandre Ayton versus Victor Wembanyama in the Lakers win versus the Spurs. In that game, Deandre Ayton put up 22 points, 10 rebounds, 1 steal, 2 blocks, 9 of 13 from the field, while Victor Wembanyama put up 19 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, and shot horribly from the field, 5 of 14 field goals. So the alien Wembanyama got outplayed by Ayton, another big down. In the Lakers' most recent game against the Philadelphia 76ers, Deandre Ayton put up 14 points, 12 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 7 of 7 from the field, 6 of which were all dunks and putbacks, looking very athletic. Meanwhile, Joel Embiid looked very slow and loafing. Embiid only put up 16 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block on an even worse percentage than Victor Wembanyama, shooting 4 of 21 from the field. Deandre Ayton versus Joel Embiid, no contest, Deandre won again. We can even go all the way back to the beginning of the season when the Lakers beat the Sacramento Kings on the road. Deandre Ayton versus Domantas Sabonis. In that game, Deandre had 22 points, 15 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, shooting 10 of 17 from the field, while Domantas Sabonis had 10 points, 14 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, 4 of 8 from the field. There's another big that Deandre Ayton vastly outplayed. So I bring all of that to say, Deandre Ayton this season has been a giant slayer. And on most nights, even though it's not like a one-on-one matchup and the whole team contributes to holding down a player, Deandre Ayton has still won most of his matchups in the paint head-to-head against some of these other premier centers. And all of these have been in wins, which is the most important part. And to illustrate just how good Deandre Ayton has been in comparison to what the Lakers are currently paying him, let's take a quick compare and contrast look at the big man that were signed this offseason, just to show you the even larger gap and disparity in bang for your buck production. All right, so here's the list of some of the bigger name big man free agents that signed this summer that a lot of Lakers fans were hoping that the Lakers would sign. Let's just take a look. Miles Turner signed with the Bucks for $25 million. That's what he's making in his first year salary with the Bucks, and then that escalates. But Miles Turner, who's averaging 12 points, 5.7 rebounds on 43% from the field, is making $25 million this season. Now, even going down the rung of some of the other mid-level exception centers, Brook Lopez, who is currently racking up DNPs for the Clippers, is making $9 million this year. That's a name that some Lakers fans, including myself, wanted the Lakers to sign. Brook Lopez is making more money than Deandre Ayton this year. Deandre Ayton this year is only making $8.3 million. Let's go even further down the line. Clint Capella, one of the Rockets' backup centers, who's only playing 10 minutes a game, $7.1 million. He's almost making as much as Deandre Ayton. Kevon Looney of the New Orleans Pelicans making $8 million, nearly the same as Deandre Ayton. Even a guy like Luke Cornett, who I really personally liked and wanted the Lakers to go after, he's making $11 million. He's averaging 7.6 rebounds, 2 assists. Those are nice ancillary stats, but those numbers pale in comparison to 15 points, 8.8 rebounds, 1 assist, 1.1 blocks on 71% from the field. And that's not even stating all of the things that Deandre Ayton has done beyond the box score to actually play well defensively and deter shots at the rim, whether or not he gets the block stat, or lunge out to the perimeter to contest three-point shots. I mean, this dude on and off the court has been a complete professional this season who has known his role. So in comparison to all of these other centers making near the same amount as Deandre Ayton, or much more than Deandre Ayton in Miles Turner and Luke Cornett and even Brook Lopez, I mean, it's no contest. Deandre Ayton was the best big man signing this offseason, and maybe the best offseason signing in the entire league, given how little he's making. So kudos to Deandre Ayton for literally putting his money where his mouth is. And I guess this offseason putting less money near his mouth and taking a prove it year deal, and really locking in and buying into everything JJ Redick has been saying to the team, really buying into the culture. Yeah, I mean, the Lakers couldn't have asked for a better starting level center to replace Anthony Davis with on the fly. Even some of the names we're throwing about that we think that the Lakers should trade for, like a guy like Miles Turner. I'm not sure we should give up any assets for Miles Turner right now because we have Deandre Ayton right now and we got him for free. You know, let's just ride the year out. And so, yeah, this is where I'll end this video, just giving Deandre Ayton his flowers, because whether it's been his on-court production or him being a consummate professional and teammate off the court, it just looks like Deandre Ayton is living his best life. And the fact that this dude has waned in consistency, waned in work ethic, waned in motor his entire career, and he has been justifiably hammered for being so fleeting and wishy-washy. The fact that he's taken all of that criticism, and it seems like he's really working to improve himself, and he has walked the walk this season with the Lakers. Granted, it's a contract year, all of that stuff. He has to do these things. I mean, he didn't have to take a pay cut to sign for $8 million this season with the Lakers. Granted, he did get most of his money in a buyout. Anyways, I don't want to be cynical about this. I just want to look at what Deandre Ayton has done, what he's said during media day, and how much of that he's actually followed through with. And the Lakers are the beneficiaries of all of these things coming to fruition for Deandre Ayton. And he's been a huge, huge part of why they're winning, not only because of, again, of what he's done on the court, but how well he's fit in as a teammate. It seems like all the dudes love him. In all of these game-winning buzzer-beating shots, he's the first one bum rushing the court to hug Austin Reeves or hug Nick Smith Jr., Rui Hachimura. Like, he is very much invested and embedded in this, and he's a huge reason why the vibes are so immaculate in that locker room. And he's also such a quirky character. His interviews, I don't know exactly where his head is at, but at times he's very thoughtful. At times he's very hippie strange. But you know what? It works for Deandre Ayton. DA, keep doing what you're doing, man. And so, yeah, he's not putting up new career numbers like 22 and 12 like maybe I had envisioned. He's not going to be an all-star this year. But Deandre Ayton, in all senses of the word, has been an all-star in his role. And that's exactly what the Lakers have needed this season from him. Dominating, more like inspirating, rejuvenating, and all of the Ayton words that you can come up with. All right, that'll do it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Please remember to like this video, comment down below, mash the hype button, and most importantly, please hit subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. This has been Jonathan Hernandez of the Lakers Legacy Podcast, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace.